Computer science is a valuable learning tool that would benefit students greatly as they continue onward in life. As mentioned in the article titled Emerging Research on K-12 Computer Science Education, 6 Trends to Watch from Digital Education, currently within the digital work or age we live, it is important for students to have exposure to computer science for economic and workforce development. By expanding on what students are learning within the everyday classrooms, students should be given the opportunity to develop skills that may guide them further down a career path due to the technology world we possess. I enjoyed reading this article on how computer science, when offered at school, is culturally accessible to all regardless of background or socioeconomic upbringing. Currently, I have a student in my classroom with a learning disability. She unfortunately doesn't have access to technology past the classroom. Yet, by offering her the opportunity to use computers and computer science in class, she is still receiving that interaction that may someday benefit her greatly in her life. When determining how to implement computer science into the classroom, I would refer to the information in the article Computer Science in K-12 School Curricula for the 21st Century, Why, What, and When, from Springer Link. Within the article, there are key principles that could be asked of a teacher when determining implementation. For example, educators could look at when to integrate computer science, most likely setting on the beginning of the year or the lesson. Educators could determine what, meaning detailing clear examples for students. They could figure out the how, looking at the basic principles that refer to analyzing data to solve problems or algorithms, yet remain creative and even possibly abstract in nature. Finally, when implementing, teachers could look at who, meaning is there an initial training for educators, a staff member who specializes in computer science, or has experienced professional growth. At the school I previously taught at, our computer teacher was trained in computer science and writing various forms of code. She would implement coding lessons that correlated with the lessons we were teaching in class. For example, if we were teaching a unit on journeys and how they possess changes and challenges for individuals, she would have the students write code in Scratch that showed a hero overcoming a change or challenge on their own journey. When determining how I would integrate computer science into a specific content area, I found a great article from PBS titled 5 Steps for Integrating Computer Science in the Classroom. Within the article, it discusses how computer science can be taught without the means of a computer at first. I was blown away when reading this paragraph. I feel this idea of repetition that is created at first would work great within a math lesson on skip counting or patterns. The article mentions the use of dance, which could be done during PE as well. When taking my lesson for math on patterns and repetition, I would implement the second step mentioned in the article by requiring each student to problem solve, think critically, and be creative with figuring out their pattern form. To integrate the idea of patterns within math for the third step, I would show students different video clips and get them to engage in real-world problems and ideas. For the fourth step, I would have the students complete pattern computer science coding on a computer so that they could see how we can take a math concept and integrate it across real-world situations, and then we can create or find patterns to problem solve. After teaching a few lessons of this nature and knowing my students were ready for the digital responsibilities that come with computer science, I would let them continue to explore it on the Hour of Code on code.org.